Hey guys, Jacob with Jacob Comics. Happy New Comic Book Day, May 15th, 2024. I hope all you guys found all your books where expected, whether you get them mailed to you, find them on the new comic book shop wall, or they're in your cubby at your local comic shop. Wherever you guys get your books, I hope you guys found all the books that you're looking for this week. I know I did here in the loud, mysterious black bag. Kind of a light week for me. Maybe the lightest week in forever. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so it's a super light week. I only got one book this week. I kind of predicted this happening if you guys watched last week's episode where I was like, yeah, 5 books came out this week, and I think I'm getting like 8 a month, so we're definitely going to get some light weeks this month. We're in between X-Men relaunches here, guys, so that's sort of I'm a big X-Men fan. A lot of the books I get, if you've been watching for a long time, are usually the X books. So with X-Men books kind of being, so they're doing this whole mini event, wrapping up the X-Men era, and then they're doing the relaunches, and I guess just, I wasn't really interested in the wrapping up of this Krakoan era, I'll be very honest. And they kind of went overboard, you know what I'm saying? If it was maybe like a 5-issue miniseries, one line, crossed over with the X-Men titles, whatever I was currently reading, X-Force, you know what I'm saying? The ones that were still running. Maybe. But instead they were like, no, they're going to be these whole separate things, 2 separate 4-issue minis, Rise of the Powers of X and Fall of the Powers of X. So that's 8 issues. Then outside of that, there's going to be all these Fall of the House of X lines that are going to run for 4-issue minis. I think 4 different 4-issue minis. One that did come out this week, Weapon X-Man. I think another one came out this week too, because there was the Dead X-Men, and forgive me guys, it was just too much. It was too much. There was 4 different titles that were 4 miniseries, and the 2 like kind of Hoxpox style concurrent 4-issue minis, or maybe even those were 5. But let's just say they're 4, so that's 4 of the regular, you know what I'm saying, like new Dead X-Men, Weapon X-Men, so on and so forth. I think it was 4 of those, maybe even 5. Let's just say 4. And then, 2 of the other ones. So that's 6 books. And each one was a 4-issue mini. So 6 times 4, you go 6, 12, 18, 24. You're looking at 24 books just there alone. And I was like, I don't know, guys. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not that invested in this. Let's end it. So anyways, long story short, also maybe trying to kill a little time here, make the show a little bit longer this week since I only have one book to share and talk about. I thought I would give you my thoughts on why I'm not getting all the X-Men titles that are coming out right now that are, and we're gonna also touch today before I show and talk about the one book that I have on my thoughts on some of the new X-Men titles that are coming up, because I actually do have some thoughts about that as well. And I'm just curious, I'd like to see how the community feels. Definitely comment below, guys, where you're at with this, if you are anywhere at all. So basically, they're relaunching the X-Men universe with, I think it's 8 titles. And they're hoping that all of them are going to be ongoing. And as the guy that's like, no, I would like to collect all the X-Men books that come out every month. 8's too many. Like, I'm trying to get some other stuff too. I want to get my Amazing Spider-Man and my Miles Morales Spider-Man and my any sort of Spider-Man 2099 titles that come out, and my Batman, and you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I want to get my X-Men every month, And yeah, I would kind of like there to be like 3 or 4 titles that were good and were ongoing and had, Marvel's backing, that if they didn't sell a ridiculous amount, that they were going to keep the title going to at least 30 issues or 25 issues or something. I have no faith in this, guys. I have no faith. There's too many titles. Even I'm already picking and choosing. Like, I'm already going, okay, Uncanny X-Men, you have me in, not because of your creative team, but because I liked the free comic book day preview of the book that I read, and I kind of liked how that harkened back to the 90s X-Men that I loved, and mutants on the run but with purpose, and trying to be the good guys and trying to change things, and all of the, what I'm saying, all of the different real world kind of stories that you can tell through the lens of mutants as a vehicle for telling stories that would maybe otherwise be a little too racially charged. And so or you know what I'm saying, or man versus woman charged, or however you want to, like, or your sexual orientation, and anything like that. So I feel like it's a great vehicle for stories that are tougher to tell, and you can tell those through the mutant lens and kind of get away with a little bit more delving into the subject and really trying to understand it. And so I that's one of the reasons I've always loved X-Men, and how they speak for the teenager that feels outcast even. And so that's I feel like that title really is going to be about that, and I'm excited about that, right? And then there's obviously the heavy hitting team of Jed MacKay on writing duties, and I've been absolutely enjoying the heck out of his Batman run. Everyone raved about his Moon Knight run, which I didn't read, but maybe if I end up really liking this X-Men, it might be a thing. Oh man, I have to go back and read this because this writer's just too dang good. That's if he nails X-Men out of the ballpark, right? Then we're gonna be like, wow, this guy's really got something. And so, especially because of his 2-year run now on Batman, I absolutely think he's going to be able to kill X-Men. And so and the fact that they got Ryan Stegman on art, my caveat to this, guys, is like, are we going to get 30 issues of this Uncanny and 30 issues or 25 or whatever, like I said earlier, of this X-Men run with the creative teams that are kind of starting off? And that's, if Marvel can nail that, I think that's really important, honestly, for Stegman and MacKay to be on this X title, the standalone, no adjective X-Men title that they're going to be on, which is the second title that I'm really excited about. So if they're on those for a while, I think this could still be a good era of X-Men, right? It's past that I start to have problems. And I really don't even see, to be honest with you, a third title that sticks. And that kind of, so we're going to drop, because we're trying so many, because we're trying 8 titles, maybe only 2 are going to stick. Whereas if we tried 4 and, maybe we take the 6 titles outside of those 2 that are absolutely going to work, most likely, and we kind of take all the writers and all the artists off of those books, put them on a wall, and then list it up and pick the best 2 writers and the best 2 artists from that list to man 2 titles that you hope will actually succeed and that you hope will actually continue. And that's where I have to look at this, guys, and be like, I think this is a fault of the head creatives there at Marvel in charge of the X books. They're overestimating their reach, I think, you know. And I don't think that X-Men can sustain this many titles. You know, we've got, just off the top of my head, we've got X Factor, X Force, Nyx, oh my goodness. And I'm already kind of forgetting what some of the other, okay, so yeah, Storm, Phoenix. Man, I don't know, guys. Well, what do you guys think? Let me know down below what you guys think about the X-Men relaunch. What's been going on with X-Men and everything. I'm totally curious. Let's go ahead and get dived into the book that I got this week. Loud, Mysterious Black Bag out of the way. So this week, like I said, there's just one book this week. So this week I got Miles Morales Spider-Man number 20. And I found this to be an absolutely great, fun read. To start with, Federico Vincentini, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, just continues to be a breath of fresh air on the artwork. You know, it's interesting. Here's what I'll say. I'll say this because this is kind of maybe paints the picture of his artistic style. A lot of the times, it's a little bit hard to tell exactly what's going on from panel to panel as far as the action in the scene. If you were to try to really put it to like a 3D universe and be like, you're here and you jump and kick and go here. You can't look at this book like that. This book is more of the flavor of the art, you know what I mean? And the characters are always well defined in the center, and there are interesting liberties taken with what is going on in the background. And the background art is stellar as well. And so there's this, I almost want to call it psychedelic feeling to the style that is absolutely, as I said to start this review, a breath of fresh air. And I really love the art. And Federico Vincentini is absolutely one of my new most favorite artists. He's a joy every time, man, and I'm loving it. It kind of reminds me of some of the feeling, not artistic wise, but just some of the feeling that Bruno Redondo has given in the Nightwing run over the years. Of just man, I really love this art, and you don't even need to tell a good story, and I'm probably buying this every week because I like this character and the art is fantastic. So that being said, the story in this is awesome. I loved this. We're doing some character building and development, but in such a way, at least for me, that I'm really becoming invested in Shift as a character. I am even maybe more so than ever kind of like aw cutesy about Miles's baby sister. You know, she's just a bundle of joy, and this family dynamic that they are developing in this series, in this run, Cody Ziegler's developing in this run is bar none. And from the beginning, this has kind of been your Peter Parker in high school comic. With the caveat that he has I'm gonna say it is. He has a more interesting supporting cast, that compromises his family members, like the family members, because Peter really only had Aunt May, and then outside of Aunt May, there were other characters, but none of which were part of, you know, Peter's inner family unit. at least when he was in high school. And so this is just a great Spider-Man story where we're taking the alternate universe character that has a different path. You know what I'm saying? But he's at that formative age, and he's still learning who he is and becoming himself. And he's got his family there supporting him. And as a parent myself, I just really like it. I just have fun with it, man. It's a great one. It's a great one. The art and story combined. And this issue wasn't even, nothing super revelation-wise happened. This was just a nice, fun story about a family. A little bit of action happens. Bad guy gets caught. It was Spider-Man at its best, guys. And that's why, I guess I should say that's why it hits the #1 spot. But there was no competition for me this week, so whatever. It was gonna automatically hit #1 regardless. I don't feel like that really gives it any number this week. But that's what I got, guys. We still got a bunch more of the mystery boxes. If you guys want to help us out here at Jacob's Comics, check my homepage. You'll see the videos linked to the banner. Check it out if you want to help us out here. As always, we'll see you guys next time, and have a great day.